Hello, everybody. This is Gerald Salenti, and it's Saturday, April 13th, 2024. It feels more like Friday the 13th, Black Friday, because it's not a happy day. I just finished doing a podcast for the Universal Church of Freedom, Peace, and Justice 5 minutes ago. It's now 4:25 Eastern Time. And before I went on the air, I looked to see if anything happened in the Iran-Israel war heating up, because that's what I talk most about in this podcast that you're going to see. And no, nothing was happening. I got off the air after the podcast and went to the Times of Israel. So let me do another checkup. Iran has launched dozens of drones at Israel. IDF says it aims to intercept them in hours. Can you imagine being in Israel now, how you'd feel about this? And what I said in my church sermon is the hypocrisy of America and Israel. Israel could attack Iran as much as it wants, but you're not allowed to attack the attacker. This war's we warned about this. It's in your magazine. We've been saying it. Middle East meltdown. It's happened in front of our eyes. We warned that if this continues to escalate, World War III will hit us quicker and harder. And now it's begun. Now, again, we're trend forecasters, so we look at the bigger picture. We've been warning that the price of Brent crude was going to skyrocket if military conflict breaks out between Israel, the United States, and Iran. And Biden has claimed that our support for Israel is, quote, ironclad, sending ships out there. Ironclad. And he warns Iran not to attack Israel after Israel attacked Iran, killing the commanders and other people, Syrians, Libyans, other Iranians in the consulate in Syria. So, if this happened on a Monday or a weekday when the markets are open, we would have seen the markets crash. So we don't know how it's going to play out in a couple of days. And the equity markets in the United States, they're pretty shaky right now. So here's the sermon from the Universal Church of Freedom, Peace, and Justice, and we'll be on top of this. We're not going to, this is very serious. World War III has begun.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Universal Church of Freedom, Peace, and Justice, Deacon Gerald Salenti.
Hello, everybody. This is Deacon Gerald Salenti, the Universal Church of Freedom, Peace, and Justice. Yep. Life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness. The Declaration of Independence does not exist anymore. Happiness is a dirty word. Freedom, life, liberty, yeah. No, liberty will tell you what to do with the government. We're in charge. I've never been sadder in my life. I'm not a kid anymore. I've been around a long time. In trend forecasting, 44 years. Best-selling books, Trends 2000, trend tracking, far better than Megatrends, Time Magazine. Weekly publication, the Trends Journal. This week was only 217 pages. Facts. And the facts are, World War III's begun, and we're headed to hell. And the reason we're headed to hell is because we have demonic people running and ruining our lives. Maniacs in front of everybody's eyes for all to see and hear if they're not deaf, dumb, and blind, which a good portion of the population is. But there's a very good portion of the population that isn't. But they're not united. We're trying to unite as many as we can under the Universal Church of Freedom, Peace, and Justice. But little-minded people, they keep believing in their political garbage crap spewed out by these narcissistic, egotistic, sociopathic politicians. Politicians. A politician is a person that I'll lie to you to get into office. Yeah. Need proof? How about the Nobel Peace of Crap Prize winner that, so many people love? Barack Obama lied his way into office back in 2008. Say he was a peace candidate. As I said, nothing more than a piece of crap. The Nobel Prize winning, lying Obama. As soon as he got elected, we got that Afghan troop surge. Oh, and you remember, Gaddafi has to go. Well, if an Italian said that, like myself, we call it the mafia. Oh, no, this is Washington. It's different. Folks, folks. Gaddafi didn't do anything to anybody. The richest country in Africa. People had more rights and benefits than most of the world. And now it's a hellhole. Because a demon in charge. George W. Bush. You like the first? His daddy started the first Iraq War, but he finished it up with the second Iraq War. Oh, Bill Clinton. Oh, yeah. All his wars, murders. One after another. Trump. I want that guy Soleimani out of there. Boom. I'm moving the embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem because I got $100 million from Sheldon Adelson to run for office. And that land you stole from the Syrians, it's yours, Israel. Yeah. Biden bombs away every day. Selling the bombs, giving them away. World War III's begun. We warned in the Trends Journal that there was going to be in the Ukraine war a false flag attack or an attack, for example, at nuclear power plants. Guess what? Last week they bombed a nuclear power plant. Or actually this week. Isn't that nice? We're going to be annihilated in World War III if we don't unite for peace. Once upon a time, there was a guy that knew a thing or two about the atom bomb. Albert Einstein. They asked him, what kind of weapons will be used to fight the Third World War? He said, I don't know. But they'll be using sticks and stones to fight the Fourth. The Third World War has begun, and the Israel war is ramping it up. As we had said from the very beginning, when the Americans, again, the warmongers, I launched Occupy Peace over a decade ago, the warmongering America, playing the role recently that, what Israel is doing to the Palestinians isn't nice. It's genocide. Biden said to Netanyahu, it's a mistake what you're doing in Gaza. A mistake? A mistake? How about saying, you stop this slaughter? No. We'll pretend little Chucky Schumer, the guy that wears glasses like this, arrogant little nobody, New York senator. We're going after Netanyahu. He has to get, and one little lie after another to make it seem like the United States is opposed to this. And now the game's changed right in front of everybody's eyes. Biden walks back call for Israel to declare a ceasefire in Gaza. President Biden on Wednesday, this is from antiwar.com, walked back a call for Israel to declare a 6 to 8 week ceasefire in Gaza. Yep. It's now up to Hamas. They need to move on. The proposal that has been made so we can get these hostages home where they belong. Yep. And it goes on to say, Biden refuses to pressure Israel to end its onslaught in Gaza despite massive civilian casualties, starvation blockade Israel is opposing. which the entire population of the Strip is on the brink of famine. Now what happened? Israel, as we reported and as you well know, bombed the consulate in Syria a week ago, Monday. Not this Monday, but last Monday. They killed a number of top Iranian commanders, generals, and some Lebanese people and some Syrian people. Bombing a consulate's against international law. And what are they bombing for? I mean, so now, as we used to say in the Bronx, payback's a bitch. And Iran has vowed to pay back. Iran's supreme leader warned on Wednesday, when they attack our consulate, it means they have attacked our territory. The Zionist regime made a mistake, and we must punish, and must be punished, and we will be punished. Let me read that again. The Zionist regime made a mistake and must be punished, and they will be punished. So what happens? Joe Biden, a warmonger all his life, a little coward of a boy who loves war but never goes fight, got 5 draft deferments during the Vietnam War. Oh, and this last one, I had asthma, I can't go, but I was a great athlete in college. Yeah. Every war he supported. Now he comes out and says, he gives Israel an ironclad backing against Iran retaliatory strike. That's right. He came out and said that our commitment to Israel's security against these threats from Iran and its proxies is ironclad. Let me say it again, ironclad. So then the warmonger who did it, Netanyahu, vowed on Thursday that if Iran attacks, we're prepared. Yep. Both defensively and offensively. Yeah. And whoever harms us, we will harm them. Okay, so let's get this straight. Whoever harms us will harm them. So, but Iran, who's been harmed, they're not allowed to harm Israel. No. Biden makes it clear. The United States and Israel could kill and bomb anybody they want, anywhere in the world, at any time. But if you fight back, why, how dare you? We were put on earth to slaughter everybody. You're not allowed to fight back. How dare you? How dare you? Israel can kill and bomb any Iranian they want, anywhere, any place. And Iran has no right for self-defense. No one has a right to attack the attacker. That's America. The land of the murderers in front of everybody's eyes. Where is the outrage? Where are the billionaires? Oh, we built a bunker. So when a nuclear war happens, we're safe in our bunker, and it's so happy down there. And when we come out, it'll be happy days are here again. This is not going to stop unless people support this big time. You can't win without money. That's the way of the world. It's the way of the world. You can't get your message out there without money. You need money to get the message out. End of story. End of story. Because we have to unite. And the way we unite is getting the message out there. If I were to unite right now, I want, what are there, 332 million Americans? Let's get 32 million. Impossible? Well, probably, because you can't get a million to a rally to anything. Hey, remember what happened in Hong Kong? Where they were protesting against China taking over back in 2019, just before China launched the COVID war. In January 2020, and prohibited the lockdowns. They couldn't stop them over in Hong Kong. 7.5 million people, a million people taking the streets. 7.5 million, a million people taking the streets. So 332 million, could we, 332 million out of 32 million out of 332 million, could we do that? If the people had the heart and passion, we could. And what will we do? We go to Washington and we demand that they stop this. We encircle Washington peacefully, day in and day out, night after night, day after day, week after week, until they listen to us, we the people. They are public servants. We are the public. They are our servants. That's one way we would defeat them. Like that. They're little cowardly boys and girls with bad attitudes and no fight for freedom. All they do is steal it away from us. This is serious what's going on. U.S. allies pressure Iran not to retaliate against Israel for strike on consulate. Iran not allowed to retaliate. How dare you? How dare you try to retaliate after the Israelis, they just killed another commander in March. They bombed the Iranian oil fields and depots. They could do anything they want. They killed 52 people in Syria and Aleppo. You have no right to retaliate. You're the chosen people. I forgot. Chosen for murder of the first degree. And how about America? We're the exceptionals. Remember Obama used to spew that crap out? Exceptional? Exceptional what? Bloated morons? Yep. Then Israeli settlers storm West Bank village. They're not settlers, they're colonists. They're in violation of the Geneva Convention and Article 242 of the United Nations. No, God gave you this land. I don't believe in your God. Can you handle that? Can you handle that? I'm not telling you to believe in my God. You're not going to tell me to believe in your God story. What does it say? God gave you this land, chapter 6, section 8, in some book made up? An Israeli boy was found, 14 years old, dead. So they burnt down houses, ravaged the place all throughout the West Bank. They only killed about 600 people in the West Bank since October 7th Hamas attack last year. But one Israeli boy, let's burn down the place, steal more of their land. Where is the outrage? I forgot that Israel is, according to Biden, that's our greatest ally, and we have to defend them. They're not my ally. They're an apartheid state. They're not a democracy. An apartheid state, according to Human Rights Watch and others. Amnesty International and others. Yep. Our commitment to Israel's security against these threats from Iran and its proxies are ironclad, he says. Isn't that a joke? Isn't that a joke? Sick joke by sick people. And moving on, Europe, Europe urged to help Kyiv to prepare against Kremlin threat. Finland's new president has warned other NATO leaders to prepare their armies for potential conflict. Finland's president, another little jerky boy, a country of what, about 5.5 million people, bragging about how they're going to beat Russia, of 140 million people. What I call on all European states to do is to become more Finnish. In other words, more prepared. You have to be prepared for the worst. Yep. And he said that Macron, the little arrogant warmongering boy in France, he said this week that European war beyond Ukraine was, quote, no longer a fantasy. All right? Biden affirms support for Philippines in China warning. Following a bilateral meeting, the White House said the leaders, can you imagine these people leading? Not leading me. Had, quote, underscored their commitment to international law in the South China Sea. Oh, international law in the South China Sea, but not in Gaza, not in the West Bank. No, that doesn't count. We're the hypocrites. What do I care what goes on in the China Sea? This has been going on for centuries. You're going to just ramp up war? The warning comes as the U.S. and its allies become concerned about Chinese activity around Second Thomas Shoal, a reef in the South China Sea. A reef? And you're getting, what do I care about a reef? You gotta love war. What's the matter with you, Deacon Salenti? Be like the billionaires. Shut your mouth. Promote war. Not a penny for peace. Yep. Just keeps getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And to see how bad it's got, again, we said the phoniness of when they called the COVID war a pandemic. People call it a pandemic. The World Health Organization, or is it World Horror Organization, I think they misspelt it, called it a pandemic on March 11th, 2020. COVID war was launched on Chinese Lunar New Year, the year of the rat, 2020. January, February, March 11th, almost a little over 2 months. They called it a pandemic. When the grand total, Google it up, 4,219 people died. You mean 4,219 people died out of 8 billion? Probably more people died falling down the stairs or tripping in the world during that time. The damage it's done is incalculable. We've been reporting on it constantly. Alcohol use sent nearly twice as many women to the hospital. This is the headline from CNN. During the pandemic. It wasn't a pandemic. It was a political warfare. Again, 99.95% of the people are still alive from, quote, the pandemic. The Black Plague, 60% of Europe was wiped out. The number of women ages 40 to 64 seen at a hospital because of alcohol misuse nearly doubled during the pandemic. No kidding. Destroyed the lives and livelihoods of hundreds of, or billions of people around the planet. Oh, and in the USSA, close down your store, close down your restaurant, close down. But the liquor stores could stay open. Can't understand why this happened. And you know why they kept the liquor stores open? because of the high taxes that the federal government and the states get on there. So there you go. Maniacs in charge, destroying our lives in front of our eyes. Please do what you can to support the Universal Church of Freedom, Peace, and Justice, and/or Occupy Peace. We need money to make this happen. You know, I'm a one-man show. I don't get a lot of support. Yeah, we have a lot of followers. They're very nice, but you got to put your money where your heart is. Thanks for tuning in. Amen and amen.